Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel Biodiversity and Conservation. And today we are going to start our class on UGCNET examination, Environmental Science, and it will be Unit 2, Environmental Chemistry, and this is the first part. I am Subhalakshmi Raut from 1Ambika Prasad Research Foundation, India. And let's start. Now, what is environment? Environment simply is the surrounding in which a person, an animal, or a plant lives. It may be called as a habitat, a home, or a territory to a person, animal, or plant. It is the sum total of all the living and non-living elements and their interaction that influence the human life is the environment. Now, environment means living and non-living compounds, and those living compounds are called biotic components. And the living things are like plants, animals, microbes. This we know from sixth standard. And the non-living things like air, water, soil, rocks, land, sunlight, etc., are abiotic components of the environment. Now, we got to know about environment. So, what is environmental chemistry? Environmental chemistry. Chemistry means chemicals, and environmental means environment in our surrounding. So, that explains that the chemicals in our surrounding. So, we are going to study about the chemicals in our surrounding. So, the definition says that it is a discipline that deals with formation, introduction, and effect of chemicals in the environment. Now, it also concentrates on how the chemicals change and affect our environment after being introduced into the environment. And it is the study of chemical processes that occur in air, water, and soil, and the effects of human activities like pollution, release of more carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide gases to the air, and ozone depletion, acid rain, etc., on the environment. And if we want to become an environmental engineer, not that I'm saying you should, but he, those who want to be an environmentalist should know about all the studies and all the things related to the environmental pollution and how to control the emission of these gases and on wastewater treatment, how to do those, what are the techniques that can be developed in this field. So, in this topic, environmental chemistry, we are going to study about classification of elements, stoichiometry, energy concept, chemical kinetics, equilibria, etc. These are good topics to understand about the chemical principles of nature, how um, how a chemical gets introduced into the environment, how it changes after introduction, if it creates any problems or not, what are the problems on human, on animals, plants, etc. Now, the importance of environment across the developed countries was actually realized in 1960s, and it reached its peak in 1970 with the celebration of Earth Day that we now also celebrate under the guidance of United Nations, and with the conclusion of the UN Conference on Human Environment at Stockholm, we actually got to know that all the important environmental issues were spread that were spread across India and developing nations. As we got to know about the issues, we got to think about the solutions to these problems. Now, what is the objective of environmental education? It is to enlighten the public about the importance of protection and conservation of our environment and the need to restrain the human activities like more production of harmful gases from vehicles, factories, industries, etc., that lead to pollution, global warming, and other harmful effects on the environment. And this is important for people in every field, starting from students to forest officials to uh, lecturers, professors, or IS officer or prime minister even. This is important to know about the environmental education for all so that we can conserve our nature. Now, these are some of the environmental issues that have threatened the survival of mankind on Earth, like 1952 London smoke. It killed about 4,000 people, and it was caused due to heavy pollution. It looked like smog because in smog there is a very low visibility, and the pollution level was so high that it appeared like smoke and created accidents which killed so many people. And in 1950s, the Mediterranean Sea turned into Dead Sea as it could not support the aquatic life. That means all the fish, crustaceans, and other organisms that are living inside the water died. And next one is the death of so many people, Japanese people, due to eating of fish from Minamata Bay in 1960s. As we know about the methyl mercury discharge from the chemical plants which cause the Minamata disease, which is a neurological disease which causes ataxia, means low oxygen availability in the body, and very uh, uh, consistent body pain and very less growth of body and huge brains and all that problems are the symptoms of this disease, and eventually it caused death. Now, there are some damages of historical monuments and statues in Greece and Italy because of the effect of acid rain. And we're going to study about how acid rain is formed. So there you can understand this. The white marble of Taj Mahal is also getting eroded, all because of acid rain. Now, the importance of environmental chemistry. Why we need to study about environmental chemistry? It is actually very important subject and it's helpful for the measurement of all the pollutants present in the environment, and to study the behavior of the pollutants means if we have sulfur dioxide in the environment, we have to know the properties of sulfur dioxide so that we can know about how to decrease their amount in the environment so that we can get a cleaner environment and we can also increase our longevity along with others. And it is important in the health, in the human health field, and for environmental safety also, and for economy and business. You will know about how it is important for economy and business. Now this is the cycle in which first formation of compounds occurs, means the chemical compounds. Then the chemicals get introduced into the environment. Then in the environment, the chemical reactions take place, means some compounds mix with other compounds or molecules to form new compounds, which will either cause harm or will be beneficial for the environment. Then if the increase there is increase in the amount of chemicals in the environment, then the chemicals will enter into the body of organisms like us and plants and animals from the environment, and everything in large amount will cause problems. So this will also cause damage to our tissue cells and eventually lead to death. After death, the chemicals will return back to the environment, from which there will be the new beginning of the cycle where again the formation of compounds will take place, and so on. How environmental chemistry is important in human health. It actually helps us to understand and develop new methods and procedures to reduce the contaminants or the pollutants in the air and improve the air quality. What will happen if we improve the air quality? It will lessen the damage to our lungs. So then we can also develop some procedures to reduce the hazardous substance that goes into the water from factories and industries, which will lead to clean drinking water. Clean drinking water will help us keep our kidney in good condition, and there are development of some um, new procedures to minimize the use of chemicals in manufacturing industries, so that if we cut the problem in the root level, then we will not suffer for a long time. And if we decrease the chemicals in the manufacturing only, then there will be reduced life risk to the workers who are working in that facilities. And there is introduction of new ways of farming using fewer chemicals and more organic compounds. Nowadays, we are um, promoting the use of organic manure for farming, which makes the food more safe to eat, and it will be more available to all the people in India. And it also helps to eliminate the toxic chemicals from entering the food and food chain with the help of uh, use of pesticides that are easily degradable and that are only toxic to the specific pests only, not to human. Now, what is the importance of environmental chemistry for environmental safety? The chemicals are introduced into the environment from various sources like pesticides, harmful emissions from factories, vehicles, and the chemical waste from industries, etc. So, environmental chemistry actually develops the methods, techniques, and tools to reduce the chemical disposal into the environment. And it has developed some safe chemicals, or you can say good chemicals, that can degrade the compounds into harmless products or recover them for further use. If we use so many chemicals, then there is a chance for leaking of those chemicals into the environment and causing more problem. So from the start only, if we use less chemicals in the production of any element product, then there will be less chance of the chemical leakage and all that. And it also helps to reduce the global warming by lowering the rate of ozone depletion and the pollutant deposit in the environment. It also contributes a lot to less use of hazardous landfills. As we know, landfills are those land patches, barren land patches where we dump our waste materials. So if we keep on dumping the all the chemicals and all the household waste in the landfill, then it will get seeped into the land, and it will poison our groundwater, which are indirectly used by us only. So we will only get affected by this. And if we develop some techniques to um, uh, cut out the chemicals from entering the landfill, then we can actually do something for our environment and for us. And what is the importance of environmental chemistry for economy and business? Actually, um, It helps in finding the methods and techniques to speed up the chemical reaction in by using only small amount of reactants and to deliver the same results with low price of the raw materials. Like it reduces the number of synthetic steps that enable the increased production of whichever product we will like, but while saving the energy and water consumption means uh, suppose we are trying to produce some chemicals in the like some we are trying to produce some plastic materials in the industries. So if we use um the raw materials of good quality and um, of fewer chemicals, then we will get a good quality product, but at a low cost, which will uh, be helpful for the environment. And it promotes the use of fewer chemicals for manufacturing the products, which results in fewer waste and which in turn results in a fewer cost of these chemical and toxic waste disposal. And it also searches for replacements of new raw material with the derived waste material from other processes. So this is a good method for our economy, and it prevents the depletion of natural resources by reducing their use in manufacturing industries. And it increases the production of organic materials that can generate more sales with safer product label. Nowadays, like we are using the organic products, it causes the development of good quality product which does not harm any environmental process, and it is getting sold in good prices also, so it's good for economy. Now we are going to study about the phases of matter. As we know, we are surrounded by air, water and soil, and the air depicts the gaseous phase, and the water depicts the liquid phase, and the soil depicts the solid phase. And as we talk about the gases that envelop around the earth, we know a word atmosphere. Let's go to the next slide. Atmosphere. It is a heterogeneous mixture of different gases made up of several compounds, molecules, and elements. And the atmosphere is a Greek word meaning that is atmos and spira, and atmos means vapor and spira means globe, means the vapor that surrounds our globe is atmosphere. And all the geological materials like rocks, soil, sediments represent the lithosphere. It is also a Greek word. Lithos means stone, means a steady land. Hydrosphere, it's the water that is present in all forms around us, and it is also derived from Greek. And the word hydor means water, and spira means globe. The water that surrounds our globe is hydrosphere. And the vast diversity of living organisms that comprise the biosphere, it is also a Greek word. Bios means life, and spira means globe. The life that surrounds the globe is biosphere. And all these spheres are interdependent and form an ecosystem for the living matter. And happy learning. And we are going to study about classification of elements in the next class. Thank you.